What a fairy tale debut for Yashasvi Jaiswal. The 21-year-old Yashasvi Jaiswal made a test century on his debut against West Indies in Dominica. Let's talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal's debut and also let's talk about his 100. Well, on the second day of the first test match against West Indies, Yashasvi Jaiswal, when stepped out, he was 40 not out. He was watchful, he was positive, but after the lunch session, he was very in aggressive mode. He accelerated his game and then he scored that very well-deserved 100. Let's talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal. Now, Yashasvi Jaiswal is the 17th Indian batter to score a test century on his debut. In this list, we can see Lala Amarnath on top. He scored a test century on his debut in 1933. That was before independence. Now, another interesting fact here is that his son, Surinder Amarnath, also made a test century on his test debut. But while talking about the current players, before Yashasvi Jaiswal, it was Shreyas Iyer in 2021 who scored a test century on his debut against New Zealand in Kanpur. But let me tell you, those were the home conditions because the match was in Kanpur. Here, Yashasvi Jaiswal has made a test century in the West Indies, and this has come after 21 years. After 21 years, a player has scored a test century on his debut outside Asia. So it's a big feat that Yashasvi Jaiswal has achieved. Now let's also talk about the players who have scored test century on their debut in overseas conditions. So before Yashasvi Jaiswal, it was Suresh Raina. आपको याद होगा 2010 का वो टेस्ट मैच जहां पर सुरेश रैना ने एक टेस्ट सेंचुरी लगाई थी और वो था श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट कोलंबो में। 13 साल बाद अब ऐसा हुआ है कि यशस्वी जायसवाल आए हैं जिन्होंने ओवरसीज कंडीशंस में टेस्ट सेंचुरी लगाई है अपने डेब्यू में। It's a big mark that Jaiswal has touched upon. Talking about the openers, we have 3 openers who have achieved this feat. Before Jaiswal, it was Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw. Dhawan made 187 against Australia, whereas Prithvi Shaw made 134 against West Indies. Let me tell you, on the second day of the first test match, Rohit Sharma also scored a century, and Rohit Sharma's first test century also came against West Indies. So it's a quite special moment for Yashasvi Jaiswal. Let's talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal. Jaiswal has come from very humble beginnings. He used to stay in tents. You must have seen his images. He used to sell those pani puris. But now this achievement is so huge for Jaiswal, and obviously that celebration where he jumped in the air and then he took a bow displays everything what Jaiswal has achieved. Now after that well-deserved century, Jaiswal thanked his family. He was very emotional. He said that it's a very emotional moment for me and the entire family. He said that he won't say much about it because obviously he has to achieve a lot in his career. It's just the beginning, and he will actually dedicate this innings to his father and mother. He was very happy. He was very emotional about the whole test match. But let me tell you, he's 7 runs away from 150 mark. It's quite interesting, isn't it? West Indies as a whole team made 150 runs, but on the other side, Jaiswal is just 7 runs away from that 150 mark. Well, what do you have to say about Jaiswal's 100? Do let us know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned with us for all the latest and quick coverage about the West Indies series on CricketNext.